Okay, this video is about our right and left midfielders. They have very similar jobs, just on the other side of the pitch from one another. In our 7v7 format, we're playing a 2-3-1 format. And the main job of our midfielders is to provide width, to advance the ball forward, to look for space, to get into positions like this where we're looking to cross the ball back across the face of goal to a waiting teammate. And on defense, it's to track back to cover wide players. And we need to be wide when we're in offense and compact when we're in defense. When we are playing out of the back, when the goalkeeper is restarting play, it is very important for our wide midfielders to be wide. I want you on the sideline, right at the build-out line. You can be a little in front of the build-out line because this player can't be in front of the build-out line, but you can. So take advantage of that and stand just inside the build-out line, and I want you wide. And what we're looking for is we're going to try to pass the ball to a center back, and then we're looking for you out wide. So if they're not covering you, we want you to turn and go. If they are covering you, can we find the center mid for a give and go? Can we turn upfield? We should be making soccer decisions at that point. It is not the end of the task to just get to your position and then wait. If the defensive player marks you, can you move into space? Can you move down the line to be into space? It's not good enough just to get to your position, but what we can't have you do is not get there. This isn't where you need to be. It's out wide. It's at that junction of the build-out line and the sideline, just in front of the build-out line. That's really where we need you to be. If we're building out to the right side, the midfielder on the other side still has work to do. You can't just admire the play that's happening over here. You should actually probably drop in to be an option. The center mid probably isn't going to stay there. They're probably going to vacate. Can you drop in? Can you be an option? If we're getting out of the back successfully, then you're going to need to get a move on and get in space across the field. So whether the ball is on this side or on that side, the far side midfielder should be active, should not just be watching. There's no trees in this formation at all. When the other team is building out of the back, we need you to cover these wide players. That's almost always where they are. If they're not there, you need to find them and you need to mark them. But what we want you to do is when the ball comes out, we need you to mark this player and not allow them to get the ball. You can't simply watch and let them get into space behind you. You have to know where they're at. You need to be slightly behind them so that you know where they're at. Our striker is going to pressure. What we're looking for them to do is try to force this pass and for you to intercept it and be in a scoring position. So what we can't do is do double pressure either. So we don't do pressure, we do pressure and cover. In this case, you're really the cover, you're blocking that outlet pass. Now what happens if this center back changes field to the other center back? It's still the striker's position, job to pressure that ball. It's not, we don't want our opposing midfielder to, on the opposite side, to do the pressure, because then we're off and away. So we're cutting out the options for the other team when they're playing out of the back. We want to make it impossible for them to find these options. That's your job. You can't lose them. So we see this a lot of times where the ball comes, striker, the ball comes here. Our striker is pressuring, and we lose track of the midfielder, and they're able to find them here. So if they start running back, you're running with them. You're covering them. You're keeping them closed down as an option for this pass. You're denying that pass. That's the primary thing that we're looking for our midfielders to do when we're playing out of the back, or when they are playing out of the back and we're defending them. When we are defending a corner kick, on the side that the kick is being taken, I want that midfielder to, you can be 8 yards from the corner. I want you 8 yards slightly off the end line to prevent that easy pass from coming in. So that's the job of the midfielder on the side the kick is taken. Okay, if you're on the other side, you need to mark up. That's it. So be goal side of the player wherever they are, and be within a yard of them. And you need to open your body so that you can see the ball and the player at the same time. And then we want to beat the players to the ball. We want to be first to the ball. We want to clear the danger. So those are the jobs of the midfielders on either side when we are defending a corner. When we are taking a throw in, the midfielder on the side that the ball goes out on is the one who takes that throw. So as soon as that ball goes out, you need to be there picking up the ball and looking for three options. The first option is our striker tries to make a sideline run, and we're trying to get it over the top so that they can get the ball and run with it. If that option isn't available, we're going to see if if they pull a defender this way, is there space in front of the centerman where we can play it, where they can run onto it? If neither of those two options is open, then we're going back to our center back, who then changes the field, and that's where the midfielder on the opposite side should be. They should be in space waiting for that ball to get changed quickly so that they can take the ball up into this space. When we're taking a corner, the midfielder on the side that the ball goes out on, that's the midfielder who's going to take the kick. So we have three options now. One is a short corner. The second is more of a traditional lump it into the middle and everyone attacks. And the third is center mid comes here and we're looking for a pass back to our center back who tries to put it on frame. So on that first option, we play the ball into the center mid. The left mid attacks the far post. The striker attacks goes to the penalty spot to look for the ball. When this ball comes into the center mid, the right mid needs to come around and be in this space, and we're looking for the ball to get dumped off for a shot, for a pass in, whatever it might be. You can't come around this side because there's a good chance that you'll be offsides. So if we're calling, and so that's option number one. Option number two is the center mid's going to drop back here. We're going to start in the same positions. Back on the far side, we're back at the corner of the box, and we are trying to have the ball land in this area. Same thing. Left mid attacks the far post. Striker attacks the penalty spot. Center mid comes in here. We're looking to get a foot on the ball and score. And then that third option is back to the back on the side that we're taking the kick on. And those are our three options for corner kicks.